Hello, people, it's Cole. Today we'll be flipping through Practical Family Health from the American Medical Association Home Medical Library. This book was published by Reader's Digest in 1989. We're trying something a little new, okay? This type of stuff is fascinating to me, especially from a vintage perspective, full of wonderful diagrams, illustrations, stock photos, little case studies and things. You'll see. Stay tuned, you'll see. I'm here for you every week with a vintage magazine or book flip through. So stay right here with me and let's get started. Okay, so before we even get started, let me just quickly show you. Chew's right behind me sleeping, so hopefully he'll leave us alone, but we'll see. Aw. Okay, so on the cover, wow, Practical Family Health. Okay, so let me just tell you. This is a whole book series, all right? There's, I don't know, 7 or 8 books or something. I have all of them, obviously. And Practical Family Health is a great way to sort of get started with this. It covers the whole family, from babies to the elderly. There's your picture right there, so you really know. Beautiful, simple cover. All the covers look like this. They have this nice little red border and this beautiful blue text, and then some kind of wonderful stock photo to give us a flavor of what's to come. This gorgeous multi-generational family down here. It's a pretty beautiful cover, and I'll show you the side too. They're labeled like this so you can put them on your bookshelf and know what is what in a moment's notice if you have a medical situation at home. All right, let's get started. Beautiful. It's just blue paper, I know, but it's very nice. I mean, this is a book. I'm used to magazines, right? So this is beautiful, high quality, blue, like book binding paper. Beautiful. And then here we go. A little sneaky peeky of the kinds of medical illustrations that are in this book right there. Oh my God. Okay, get into it. Collage, stock photo collage of some practical family health matters. In this book, we have a lot of wonderful sort of overlay, like cutaway illustrations, a very dark kind of line drawing, very stylized line drawing thing overlaid over an actual photo, which is like such a cool effect. I love that. Here we're doing some like skincare. Okay, a little bit of self-care, a little bit of beauty in the home. We're playing tennis. some very tan, blonde tennis people. Here's our foreword. We do get James Todd, Executive Vice President of the American Medical Association, looking very handsome in his little headshot up there. And there's just like all of these wonderful little inserted photos just all over the place. Our table of contents. Okay, Chapter 1, Health for a Lifetime. There's 2 older people riding cute bikes. A cute bike with a little basket with daisies on it, okay. And a jaunty little summer hat. Get into it. Health for a Lifetime. Come on. This is beautiful. This is... It's snakes and ladders for health. 7 choices for health, and we're moving through the options. We start up here, that's you, doing some yard work. And then there's questions that are sort of important elements of a healthy life or not. Exercise, going to the doctor if you feel ill, varying your diet, healthy diet. There's particularly interesting questions, I think, down here about smoking and alcohol. There's some like really, really beautiful illustrations of cigarettes, like an overloaded cigarette ashtray with 4 actively smoking cigarette butts sticking out of there, and then some cocktails down here and a beer, delish, and all these beautiful snakes. I mean, they took great care to render these snakes with like different snake species. Staying fit. We're staying fit. Arrows. So many arrows. Floating illustrative arrows everywhere. My favorite. Blue arrows, doing arm circles, leg swings, doing sort of step-by-step front folds. And over here we're riding on a stationary bike. Couple things to note here. All right. Stationary bike is an illustration of a bike. It's a drawing of a bike. It has a hard, black outline, and it's solid blue. And then we have a real man, sweaty, hairy man with his little white shorts. It's so cute. His little white socks are so cute. Okay, he's on here sweating, and then he has the sort of airbrushed overlay lungs and leg muscles. They show us the inner workings of the body. Amazing. We're eating well. Okay, this is a delicious meal right here. Is this not like the most insane thing you've ever seen? What an unappetizing way to advertise eating well. A lobster, so many whole dead raw fish with glassy, like dead fish eyes, whole pile of raw shrimp with their little black eyes and their little like antennas and stuff. And an array of basic fruit and veg back there, and a chicken with little frilly white caps on its legs. Okay, we're getting into the healthy eating. Okay, we're doing some sort of representations of meals, photos of meals, beautiful photos that are broken out by different ingredients, labeled here. Isn't that cool? I love that. Spanish paella and a low-fat, like, stir-fry thing. Some fatty foods over here. We gotta limit our intake, okay. Cream and whole milk. There's, like, a crazy, like, strawberry ice cream float. Creamy pastries, sausages, salami, fatty meat. Avoiding health hazards. We have several sort of, like, public service announcement type advertisements talking about advertising to children about health risks, like, remember DARE, smoking. Superman has his x-ray vision on your dead smoking lungs. And we're talking about alcohol. Beautiful sort of floating photographs down here of wine, beer, and hard liquor. The the three sisters. We're really getting some heavy, like, dramatic topics right away. Managing stress over here. Trouble in paradise. Stress at home. You and your hubby and your drab brown and olive green outfits are fighting. More beautiful illustrations. Torn picture of a wedding. Yikes, divorce. There's, like, this wonderful illustration of this woman with these big, like, Sally Jesse Raphael glasses on a cord phone. Exercises for relieving physical tension. Kind of like a yoga elements, arching our back and sort of like a epileptic pose on the floor. Love this matching sweatsuit, the blue on blue, and then little bare feet down there. Get immunized or turn out like her. Okay. And we're managing common health problems. That's you, that's mom, and you're sick. So we have our nice old and timey thermometer at home. Illnesses in the family. More of these great floating arrows. Look at this. This, like, beautiful, gentle pulse taking. Oh yeah, there's also these wonderful icons in each of the sections with this kind of like a, what is that called? It's like a stamp almost. It's like gray stamp images. We're recording medical illnesses right here, and then more wonderful sort of little representative illustrations for each of them, and more of that gentle pulse taking. The whole medical cabinet. Beautiful. I know it's just pictures of, like, bottles of medicine, but aren't these beautiful? They're all labelless, all different colors, very clearly defined different shapes, so you, like, can kind of understand the difference despite the fact that they don't have labels. And also, like, that's calamine lotion. That pink bottle. Fatigue and lethargy. Drinking coffee or tea or nothing. Kind of looks like an empty cup. And we're reading a boring magazine and being bored out of our gourds. I actually use this specific image from this book as a base for an illustration that I did that's on my website, or it used to be on my website, because I was so inspired by this bored woman in her red cardigan. It's just so good. It's so compelling. Flowcharts. Fatigue and lethargy, monitoring your symptoms with flowcharts. Wonderful. More of the snakes and ladders, but it's not as, snaky. That's the bored woman. Remember her? Investigating her symptoms, stress from work. Okay. Case history. So we have these fantastic case studies in these books, which is a whole, very fleshed out little case study of a specific woman. In this case, Joan Thompson. It's not always a woman. Specific person. This is Joan Thompson, age 52. Occupation, bank teller. Fascinating. And then there's a whole summary of her, what she's reporting to the doc. Joan had not been feeling well for several weeks. She felt extremely tired most of the time and was finding it difficult to concentrate on her work at the bank. She was also depressed about her appearance because, despite regular exercise and following a strict diet, her weight had increased considerably. What could possibly be happening? Well, guess what? She has hypothyroidism. Okay. We go through this whole narrative. It's very sequential. You go to the doctor, get checked out. We have symptoms. We have a diagnosis, and then we have a treatment and an outcome. Very satisfying, full circle story for Joan. And I just love, I love the headshot. I love the drop shadow. I just love these little glimpses into the people of 1989 and their problems. There's that chopped off head man from that beginning collage. Wow. Get into this. Influenza. The inside story. Sneezing, launching germs through the air. Beautiful. Look at these cell illustrations. All of this rendering. These, you can really see the way that they've done this stipple rendering for these illustration style. It's so beautiful. We have these wonderful headshots of the different days of our illness with influenza, and you can see from infection to symptoms to feeling and looking like shit, and recovery. So cute. Down here, I hope you guys are as as compelled as I am by something as simple as just taking medicine and drinking orange juice in this inset little overlapping headshot. I just think these stock photos are really beautiful. I think that the styling is really so simple and so dry. Everything is so dry and so plain, but still, has that vintage comfort to it. Getting into headaches, we're chopping holes in our skull. Over here, get down to that brain. A wonderful little spot illustration down here of the stresses of everyday life. That's you, and there's your demanding children. We're also grocery shopping. By the way, there's that grocery bag. Everyone looks completely deceased. Dead gray skin. Self-care. Okay, get into it. Another case study of losing vision. This Janine Markson, age 18, who was a college student, losing vision, going blind, basically, while she's studying. Visual disturbance. Oh, it was a migraine. She had a migraine, and that was causing her vision to go. Interesting. Abnormal behavior. Creatively represented by a square peg going into a round hole. Okay. Teen, perhaps teen specific. There's a moody teen down here in blue with a cool K-pop hairstyle. Teenage moodiness. And more wonderful illustrations as we go down this little table over here of all kinds of abnormal behaviors. A beautiful spine illustration, color-coded for different parts of the spine. And this fantastic, like, triple overlay backbend image of this guy. And then there's this illustrated spine laid over, just so you can see the way your spine moves when you move around. Case study. Low back pain. George Clark, age 57, copywriter for an advertising agency. Look at that bow tie, okay. He has osteoporosis. Surprise! Age 57, snuck up on him. He hasn't seen a doctor for more than 10 years? Okay. Don't do that. Don't do that, fellas. It's not, it's not the move. More great sort of interacting with illustrated props with a real photo of a man. We're reading, very upright reading in a chair, carefully lifting with our knees, suitcases and just boxes, like unlabeled gray boxes. Bowel and digestive problems. Okay, farting. Beautiful illustration of a digestive system. Diverticulitis right down there. Yuck. Monitor your symptoms. Gas. Cue that fart sound effect. Gas. Begin here. Do you frequently belch up gas? That's you. It's probably a yes for me. Belching may be associated with heartburn. Do you experience a burning pain in the chest that worsens when you bend over? That's a no for me. Air swallowing is a common cause of belching. Okay. Swallowing air may be a nervous habit or maybe result from eating food too fast. That's definitely what it is for me. I know I eat food too fast. I just like to eat. It's so fun. Case history. Another case history, gastrointestinitis. Peter Drewbaker, age 37, which is my age, who is a physics teacher. Peter woke in the early morning with severe cramping abdominal pains. He was soon violently sick, and his bowel movements became loose and frequent. He blamed this on the chili dogs he had eaten the night before. At 8:30 a.m., Peter phoned his school to say he would not be coming in. He was told that several other teachers were suffering from the same symptoms. Food poisoning. And indeed, I remember this one because I remember reading about, I just was interested in the fact that he was like having diarrhea and I wanted to know why. I've read this before. He did have food poisoning from the school cafeteria, not from the chili dogs. They had a chicken, rice, and vegetable casserole that was cross-contaminated with raw chicken on the same cutting surface as vegetables. Okay. So everyone got food poisoning. And that's what it was, salmonella food poisoning. There's Peter down here. You can see his little white tighties and his hairy chest. Kind of cute, getting pushed on by the doctor. Have you ever had food poisoning? I have. It's like what they described. Skin conditions. Beautiful, beautiful illustration, cross-section of like a close-up of the skin. I was collecting these for quite some time. I have them somewhere on my computer, like a whole bunch of different skin cross-section illustrations. It's cool to see them illustrated in different ways by different artists, I guess you'd say, because they always have consistent elements to them, but then they're rendered different ways. They always have these like globby yellow fat things, and they have these chopped up veins and arteries and these big hairs sticking out. Case history. A mysterious rash. Jim McGowan, age 26, thermal window salesman. He is, what a cutie, huh? An itchy rash suddenly developed on the backs of both of Jim's hands. At first, small red patches appeared. Within a few hours, the patches had spread over the whole hand and between the fingers. Several white spots had developed and his hands began to look puffy. I won't zoom in on this picture of this like rotted hand, but that's Jim's hand. And he had contact dermatitis from being in contact with cement, caustic cement. After 2 weeks, the skin looked less inflamed and the oozing areas had dried up. So I know this video is probably kind of gross. I think it's interesting. Mouth and tongue troubles. Okay. Inspecting your mouth, another wonderful photo down here. Isn't that great? Eye problems, a bunch of different illustrations of different eyes in different colors with different eye problems, including a black eye. Case history. A painful eye. Carl Feenberger, PhD, age 52. That's Carl. Occupation engineer. Dr. Feenberger awoke one morning and found that his right eye was uncomfortable and watering. He had a constant feeling that there was something in the eye. He also realized that the white of his eye was increasingly red. His vision wasn't affected, and he was too busy to take time to see the doctor. After 4 days, his vision in his right eye became very blurry. Yuck. Herpes simplex virus infection? Okay, that's the outcome. I don't know why they had to specify that he's a doctor. Maybe just so you can be like, oh, even doctors get herpes? Wonderful. Colorful illustration of an ear. These kids with ear problems, including being like Shirley Temple on a little plane down here, and noise levels, another wonderful illustration right here, with decibels going up to a jet taking off. Case history. Hearing loss. Personal details. Carol Komsky, age 7, occupation, student. Well-liked but regarded as the slow one by her family, Carol spent several years struggling to overcome a hearing impediment without anyone, including herself, being aware she had one. One day, while treating her younger sister in his office, the family doctor asked Carol how her science project was coming along. He realized Carol apparently could not hear what he was saying. She had like an ear blockage, and everyone just thought she was stupid, and she just couldn't hear them. That's like so sad. Ooh, the tuning fork test. This is like a very, this is a popular ASMR thing, tuning fork test. I mean, you know, visual and hearing checks are very, very common and popular ASMR things. Chapter 3, taking care of your body. There you go, matching sweatsuits. Going on a little run. Ah, maintaining your skin and hair. Okay. Beauty. We're washing our face, doing a big Neutrogena splash, washing that face. Skincare, removing makeup, you know, the works. And that pink bathrobe with that little headband. And we're talking about sun exposure. Look at this beautiful, very, very vibrant red umbrella with a yellow bathing suit and that long blonde braid poking out. Blue sky, green water, orange sand. Oof. Oh, and the skin and hair care keeps going. I love that we're doing this glamour bathrobe thing to really get you in the mood. Ah, teeth brushing. A very detailed focus on teeth brushing with a pink, cute toothbrush. Look at that. Look at how good these little pictures are. These close-up pictures, that shiny lipstick. And flossing. I'm so into that. Practical home nursing. That's you sick at home, being fed. What's that? Mashed potatoes, peas, and some kind of brown slop. Got a big beige towel across your nightgown there to keep you from spitting up all over yourself. Oh my god, planning the sick room. The Sims. Doesn't this feel like The Sims? This like 45-degree angle. There's our sick bed, there's your friend reading to you. I just love this illustration. We have all of these different kind of text points all over the place, little hidden things, open window for fresh air, clean linens, fresh flowers, puzzles for entertainment. And there's like even this little doorway back here leading into a bathroom, a sink nearby for filling your water pitcher. I think this is such a beautiful illustration. And it's like a line, it's the same kind of line stipple illustration, but then it also has these solid color fills, and it has this kind of airbrushed shadows underneath everything, and like this brown leather chair has airbrush shadows on it. It's great. First aid. Drama. Okay, get into it. We're doing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. This has a screaming red border, so you know that it's important and it's an emergency. Oh, yes. I scanned this I put on Tumblr many years ago. It's it did very well. It has always done very well. It's like a very popular image on there, relatively speaking, because look at it. It's so like evocative of what it feels like to, go to work or go to school or whatever in that rolling office chair. More wonderful like disembodied hands, which I love. Disembodied hands sort of gently doing things, washing your hand for a minor burn. Okay, we've reached the end of the book. Here we can fill in family health records for your family for 1989. I guess it's just a one-page thing. Hope your family's not too big. Enter table of contents. Well, no, it's an index. Our index. And that's it. We are back to this beautiful blue paper. Okay. And the back, very simple. American Medical Association logo extra big. And our ISBN down here. Okay. It's official. Well, there you have it. Practical Family Health from the American Medical Association Home Medical Library. Just trying something out. If you guys like this video, I would certainly like to know. Give it a like. Leave me a comment if you're interested in seeing more. I have many more books on different topics. There's one about your heart. There's one about women's health. There's one about accidents and emergencies. I'll see you all next week with a normal, back to normal with the magazine flip through. So until then, take care.